Hey everybody, welcome back to the Exp Talk Show. We have had a long hiatus. I've been queuing up these talk shows for a little bit here, reached out to a few folks, and I'm very excited to chat with one of my very first guests this year, American Dad.
What's up, baby?
Hell yeah, man. As far as like the show goes, you know how I like to keep it. It's pretty conversational, and I do my pre-talk show interviews. So as we're going through this, you know, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, by all means, let it fire, man.
Right.
Tell the people who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
My real name is Andrew. I go by American Dad. I'm not a dad. I am American though, because that's always the follow-up question. How I came up with the name, I'll be honest with you, I honestly don't know. I just thought it was funny, and it kind of just stuck. So here I am now, 31. Grew up in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. Did a lot of, you know, woodsy things growing up. You know, dirt bikes, quads, fishing, hunting, all that stuff. Joined the Army for a little bit. Got out of the Army and started being an idiot on the internet, and here we are.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I guess I'll start.
No. The bare bones of it right there, baby.
Yeah. We'll get into a little bit of the weeds. So,
Sure.
yeah, we'll get in there. But thanks for that was a good introduction. Man, to tell you the truth, it's like I was fine until we started recording, and now I'm like a little bit nervous to be back in like the seat for like the interview process. Yeah, so I'm a little bit rusty, like, you know.
Because this is the one being recorded.
Yeah, this is the one being recorded. So like now I'm like, okay, oh shit, now I'm like actually sweaty, but we'll get through it. So AD, tell me. So let's talk a little bit about like the shitter days, as we were talking about before. So rural Indiana, not even associated with video games. This is a completely different like trajectory of like where you started. Yeah. So give us a little breakdown about like your life before the Army, just a little bit.
Sure. I mean, dude, I grew up in a place called Paragon, Indiana. I would love to know the population of that. I don't know if that's something you would want to look up. It's extremely tiny.
How do you spell it?
Paragon.
Okay.
So, you know, middle of nowhere, bro. There's nothing to do.
564 people.
Yeah, so 600, very small, tiny. There's not even a stoplight there. It's a four-way stop. There's like a pizza
fucking
place.
Wild, dude. I know you said rural, but 600 people.
Oh, dude, yeah, like everybody knows everybody. You know, kids is kids. You know, like they're friends with generational friends, like that kind of shit. So, grew up in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, Paragon, Indiana. I played travel sports growing up. I played travel baseball, travel basketball. And I kind of stopped doing that in high school. I don't really know why I stopped playing. I don't know if I lost interest or whatever. But when you're not able to find something to occupy your time, when you're in the middle of nowhere, you start to get real creative. And I'll be honest with you, that might be where some of my creativity comes from. Is as a kid or even as like a teenager, like you got to start getting creative. You got to start letting the brain work, and you come up with some really fun things to do that nowadays you're going to jail. We were the pranksters. We were the guys doing the crazy stuff. I think I told you a couple stories that we did.
Yeah.
And you got to find things to occupy your time. So graduated high school, kind of just chilled out for a little bit, and then got bored and decided to join the Army. Joined the Army 2012. And I got out in 2015. I did.
Was the Army joining like directly related to like the boredom?
I'll tell you what it was, man. I we didn't have internet out where my parents lived. Like, dude, middle of fucking nowhere.
Well,
and
how old were you at this time?
20. I just turned 21 before I left for the Army. Yeah,
because I'm trying to think about like the population lag,
and then the Army. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think about like the population lag, right? Because like for me, it was like 15, 16, like internet was in my house, but like AIM Messenger and all that shit and Facebook, like I wasn't really involved with that.
Yeah.
But like there's a lag, right? Because of the the population of this where you grew up. There's only 600 people. What utility is the internet going to give you?
Yeah.
Right.
And you kind of already know everybody. So like having like a Facebook or a MySpace, even way back in the day, like it was almost like not being used like other people did. It was kind of like this is my shrine, you know, like this is my profile picture, like this is my fucking profile song, because like everybody that's looking at it, like you already fucking know, you know, like
That's so interesting because like
you know everybody so well, and you know like, oh, you know, Johnny and Timmy did this at school today. Yup. You know,
So-
you tell
so
that to your
unlike-
parents, and their parents are like, oh yeah, his mom and dad were like that too. Like it's the same shit.
That's so interesting that like intimate, like you had an
Yeah, dude.
intimate internet experience because you're like, who the fuck else am I gonna connect? I know you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that
Fascinating.
was,
Yeah.
you know, like the internet as a whole, like the way I perceive it now, was in my mind then fucking light years away. So I think the big
Wild.
kicker is that we finally did get like dog shit high speed internet, and
Okay.
I was about 20.
Okay.
And I immediately became fascinated with Netflix. I thought it was so cool that like you could go on this fucking app, choose a movie, you know, genre. Like I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
And one thing that always fascinated me growing up in school was learning about like you know, different conflicts, different wars and stuff as time has went on, you know, not just about the United States, but you know, different countries, you know, different regimes, all that shit. Like it was so interesting to me to learn about all of these crazy things that have happened in the history. So like I was very fascinated with just all of that as a whole. So I got Netflix now at this point, and you know, I started going crazy with like, you know, military documentaries, war documentaries, and stuff
Okay.
like that. And you know, at that time in my life, I didn't really hang out with the guys I grew up in high school with. You know, things happen, people get married, people move, you know, people get people pregnant, you know, people get on drugs, like, you know, stuff like that happens. But
Sure.
I didn't really have too many people to hang out with during this time, except for some friends that I had up in Michigan. So I occupied my time a lot by watching, you know, documentaries and stuff like that. And I became fascinated with how close these people were that were in these documentaries that go through these hardships. You know, they go through these horrible things that create this bond that, you know, it's unlike any type of friendship. And I was fascinated by that. So I fucking decided to join the army. So I signed up for the army, and you know, things happened really fucking quick, man.
Can we pause for a second? So like your
Yeah, sure.
your initial like, not would you say that like your disconnect from like your local environment, right? So you were like looking, you were looking for some. To me, it sounds like you were looking for some semblance of like connection, right? And so you found connection within these movies and experiences, and you're like, well, this experience could provide me with the connection that I'm lacking.
Yeah, sure. You know, and
Okay.
I was very fascinated by that. You know, that these
Okay.
people from every corner of the, you know, the globe can come together, and you know, they form this bond, you know,
Brotherhood. Yeah.
brotherhood. Yeah, you know, men and women. You know, like there are definitely
Family,
women in the
yeah.
military that have extremely important jobs, and I was fascinated by that. And you know, during that time, I was actually traveling a lot with some friends I had met through Pokemon cards, oddly enough, and I was traveling around with them like on the East Coast. So like that taught me like, dude, you can become such close friends with complete strangers that you just meet on some weird interaction. So like to me, like that also kind of helped that push, you know, to join the army.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I didn't think. I think that's the first time I've ever heard somebody explain like a want for connection, and like that being a driving force for like, okay, well, if I go into the military, like, you know, there obviously there is going to be like possibly terrible experiences, but like,
Oh, for sure.
your current situation in some ways could have been worse, you know, because you're like, you mentioned like a lot of the scenarios around you, like friends around you either falling out or going into bad ways, and you're like, well, like if you felt like you were on track for that, like maybe this was like an out for you, or like a way
It's
to
almost-
just
yeah, it
change
was- I
something.
mean,
you
it was
know?
almost like a reset
Yeah.
for me, you know, and I mean,
Whether you intended to or not, you know?
yeah, it's so funny because like I never intended things to happen the way they did, but they all kind of like fell into, you know, into place, you know, and I'm very fortunate for it to do that. But fuck, man, a lot of the cool things that have happened to me, it was kind of just like by accident, or I got lucky. So I mean, I call myself the unluckiest person in the world.
Well, it's life, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think naturally, like when you put yourself into scenarios that are ambiguous, like unknown scenarios, there's a lot of growth there. regardless of what it is. I mean, like everybody ends up with like a certain level of trauma and like, or you know, just taking something negative away from it. But like, if you've got the right people and like group that you fall into, or just connections you make with other individuals that can help like lift you up, or keep your mind right, or just be there for you when you need them, that helps a lot. So so I know we talked a bit about like being in the Army and what that experience did for you. I'm not looking for specific experiences. So like going into the Army and connecting, you obviously made connections with a lot of really good people. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like how that was for you when you first entered boot camp, and like how you got acquainted with these individuals and all that?
Sure. So the way that the Army works is, so it obviously it all depends on what your job is in the Army. So most of the jobs in the Army, you'll go to, you know, wherever for boot camp, which is 16 weeks. And then they move you to a new military base, depending on what your job is, you know, to accommodate the type of schooling or training that you'll need. So for my situation, I got sent to Fort Benning in Georgia. And so my basic training and like my school training was all one thing together. And they called it OSUT, which was one station unit training. So I was there for 16 weeks straight, which,
wow.
You know, a lot of the other jobs, their training, that shit can go for months, maybe even, you know, to years, depending on, you know, if there's like secret clearance, or, you know, you're operating some crazy type of machine that you need extensive training for and stuff like that. So, when I got to boot camp, you know, obviously everybody's, you know, they're confused. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know what's going to happen next. So I'll be honest with you, man. I had like two close homies in boot camp. One was Roberts and one was Larrabee.
Okay.
The only reason me and Roberts were homies is because we were bunk mates. So like we were just like,
you had to be kind of.
Yeah, we were stuck together. And then as time went on, like, you know, me and him would talk every single day, like all day. So then when there would be like training exercises where we had to group up with someone, like that was my guy, you know, and like I was his guy. So. And then Larrabee, we became friends because, like I said, I had those really close friends up in Michigan. He was also from Michigan, from the same area as those guys. So, like, that was kind of how we molded into being friends. But basic training, man, is just kind of fucking stupid. Like, it's important, obviously, but I look back on it now and, like, it was kind of fun. You know, like, it was shitty, but it was kind of fun. You know, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, the best experience you only want to experience once. So
yeah, I can't imagine going through it like more than once, right? That would be fucked up.
But once I got out of basic training and I got sent to my actual unit, I would say my two best friends while I was there were Blackman and Gutierrez. So I was a part of a fire team, and Blackman was the 240 gunner. You know, and then you've got your guys that do, like, you know, the ammo bearer. They carry the ammo, you know, the tripod and shit like that. So like we were a fire team, a part of a fire squad. So that's how I kind of got like intermingled in with those guys. And, you know, like when we were off work, you know, outside of training and shit like that, like, you know, we'd go to the chow hall together. We would go to the, you know, the PX, go to the, you know, the grocery store, the mall, and all that shit. So you kind of like want to gravitate around these people because you're working with them every day.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting to think about, because there have been jobs in my past where you couldn't fucking pay me to hang out with some of, you know, a few of my coworkers, just because like they were just dickheads, you know, like. But in this case, it was almost like, hey man, we don't care if you fucking like me, you know, like us, like we're doing this job together, our job's fucking important, and we're fucking friends now, you know, like that's just how it goes. Like, you know,
it's like you're talking about the beautiful equalizer, like that is the Army, right? So like you guys shed would you say there was a lot of, well, I guess this is where I'm curious, like during that process, I'm assuming there were people who shed their ego and were like, you know, we've got a job to do and it's important and like we're working together. But did you ever encounter anybody that was just kind of like, I don't know, super ego driven, like kind of an asshole, like usually, you couldn't vibe with or like mesh with or be a good team member with?
I'll be honest with you. It was more so like when I first got to the unit, it was more so like certain leadership. So like certain people who were above you, like you couldn't say anything to them. And you know, like they would just smoke check your ass for like stupid shit because they knew you were like the new guy.
Okay.
But you know, that doesn't have anything to do with, you know, whether I would hang out with that person outside of work or not. But I never gave it a chance because I was like, oh, that guy's a fucking dickhead. I'm not gonna, you know, I don't give a fuck, you know, if I have a friend, you know, a friendship with him. But you know, like at the end of the day, you know, you got to respect the rank. You don't have to respect the man, but you do have to respect the rank. And you know, I did do that.
Okay.
But you know, so I'm at this unit now, and so right before I got to the unit, they had went to like pre-deployment training.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, units will go and train at like Fort Polk, Louisiana. I don't know if there's another location, but that's where our unit went, and they'll do like pre-deployment training. So they had just got back, and when I first got to the unit, they're like, hey, you just got here, you didn't go through your pre-deployment training, you're not going. So like to me, I was like, okay, like, you know, it is what it is. Like I'm either going or I'm not. Like I'm not gonna get upset about it either way because it's out of my fucking control. So like 3 weeks before the unit was supposed to deploy, they did like this training seminar exercise type shit, and it was talking about IEDs, like improvised explosive devices, like roadside bombs.
Okay.
And they were showing videos of like motherfuckers getting blown up, dude. You know, like some real graphic shit.
Really?
And oh yeah, and there were a couple of the younger privates, and I say younger because I was a private too, but you know they're younger. They were like 18, 19.
Gotcha.
You know, at this point, I'm like 22 at this point.
Right.
So, you know, and some of these fools who are 18, 19, like they're fucking married, they got a kid, you know, like they got a lot. So,
right.
A couple days after we watched that, I got called into First Sergeant Jenkins' office, and he fucking told me I was deploying. He's like, you're fucking going because people had fallen off the manifest for different reasons, you know, like
fear,
you know, but like you can't just go to someone and say, hey, I don't want to deploy. You know, like you got to be smart about it. Like you gotta say the right thing.
Sure.
Which I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't know who the fuck's gonna watch this.
Yeah.
So
thank you for not disclosing that. I was about to interrupt and be like, don't do that.
No. So I got bumped on to the manifest. So now I'm like in that active spot. I'm on the line unit, whatever. And you know, I deployed over there for 9 months, and just like before, I was attached to Gutierrez and Blackman's hip. We were best friends, man. You know, like, you know, the people that deployed before me, they went through way worse stuff, and you know, you know, I admire that. You know, like thank you, but you know, just even I would say the biggest bond that we had was, you know, this was all of our first deployment. We've never been through this. You know, some of our squad leaders and our platoon sergeant, you know, this was like their third or fourth one.
Yeah.
We had Sergeant Rigsby, who was a squad leader. He had gotten demoted a couple times, but he had been in for a long fucking time. This was his 5th fucking tour, dude.
Wow.
5. You know, and then you got to put into perspective, like a couple years before I went, they used to be like 12 to 18 month deployments.
Yeah.
Some of them even 2 years.
Yep.
So this man has literally lived in the fucking Middle East for damn near 10 years. 10,
That's
15
wild.
years. You know, like, this is nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
it is, but like...
Well, I mean, it is something, but yeah.
You know, he's been on this fucking show before, so all of us new guys, we're fucking terrified. You know, I'm fucking scared. And and anybody that says they're not scared, they're either lying or they got a motherfucking death wish. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I think all of us going through that, you know, and then obviously there were things that happened throughout the deployment that we all experienced for the first time that really, you know, kind of shrink wraps that. And, you know,
you're going through it together. So you're like, that experience, like, it bonds you guys. It's like, only we know about this shit, you know? Yeah.
It does. And, you know, I don't have to talk to him. I don't need to talk to him every day. I don't need to talk to him every week. It's okay. You know, like, when we do talk, bro, we pick right back up where we left off, and that's the beautiful thing about it, man. Like that you know, I've some of the people I live with are some of my best friends, dude. You know, my girlfriend, I love her to death. She's one of my best friends too, but I've never found the purest form of friendship than that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't think I think like you can't help but develop like those sort of bonds with people, especially if your life's in danger. Like that's a huge factor, and like you're not just depending on this person for like a sense of connection and like, you know, being there for you, but like they're physically, like, you're all protecting each other. You're looking out for each other, and like that's a completely different dimension that I don't think anybody who hasn't been to, like, including myself, like I can't even, I can talk about it, I can conceptualize, this, but like it's so outside of my view,
and like I told you before, bro, like it didn't matter if you were, religious, not religious, if you were straight, gay, lesbian, like black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Our platoon sergeant wasn't, he was an Asian guy. Gutierrez was literally from fucking Mexico.
Yeah.
It didn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? And like, obviously no one can sit here and disagree that, tensions are high when it comes to race nowadays.
Right.
And it's a very, very important thing, but I just truly wish people could just like see it the way I seen it. And they're like, some people might be like, well, you're white, you don't understand that. I get that, dude. I am white. I'll never understand it. But
yeah,
I had people in my platoon who were black and they have that same perspective on me and I'm white.
Sure.
Like that right there is that's when it solidified to me that like it's an equalizer. Like,
yeah,
people really treated other people like humans. You know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of being friends and trusting each other, and like, it didn't fucking matter. And
well,
that was a beautiful thing. Like I've never experienced that. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people will.
Yeah. I think that's like a really hard part to like experience and then like be taken out of that. And I don't want to call it a microcosm. That's probably not the right word, but like that reality, and then put back into like like a world where like that is not the case,
Oh yeah.
I know we talked about this last time, but it's like, you're dealt a certain deck of cards and you're fucked sometimes to like, you can't even play the game from the start due to the systemic changes, Yeah. And so like, I think that experience you shared is very beautiful. I'm glad that you got to experience that. I'm glad that like you could get those connections that, well, I mean, you ended up with connections that I'm sure you like conceptually when you were going into the army were trying to make, but like, I don't think you even had a clue until you were out, right? Like with all these people, like that's,
to me, I was just like, yo, I want to meet some, more new homies.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to meet, like, bro, these motherfuckers are going to be in the back of my head till the day I die type shit. You know what I'm saying? So very fortunate with that, man. I was, the experience was at the end of the day, extremely, extremely humbling. And I think it helped make me into, who I am today.
Yeah. Yeah. I would, man, I'm like, when you're explaining this stuff to me, I'm like, it was probably like, when I'm thinking about the experience too, you're in the, not formative years in your life, but you're like in your early 20s, right? So you're like
20. So I joined when I just turned 21. I got out when I was about to turn 25.
Yeah. So like this, I think that, and this is just from my own personal experience, that period of time, I feel like you're still discovering like a lot about yourself and all this shit, but you're also like, because you're in this group of people that are like, I guess the best way to explain it is the way I'm thinking about it is like, could you unapologetically just like be yourself without like any judgment or anything? Or was there okay, see, that's beautiful. That's fucking amazing.
And other people that were, in the platoon or the squad or fire team or whatever, like it was the same thing, vice versa, they could act.
It was reciprocated.
However the fuck they wanted. And like, that's what I loved. I loved that these people from different corners of the world can be who the fuck they are, because we have an unannounced agreement. Like, I got you and you got me. Let's fucking do whatever the fuck we got to do, and like, let's get the job done and let's move on to the next one. And I fuck with that energy, bro.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Get shit done. So,
yeah. So like, when it comes down to I know we talked a little bit about like the discipline and stuff that you had like acquired, because you kind of, you have to, like, you don't really have a choice, right? When you get into this space, and then you get deployment, you bond with these amazing individuals, you leave. And so like, when did fucking streaming like come into this thing? You talked about like, okay, we're going to hang out like digitally because we're all from different areas, right? Yep. So you're like, you're hanging out online, you're doing shadow play shit, like sharing stuff like clips or sharing like what you're doing playing games. But like, how did you, like, how was that decided? Like, how did you guys get together and do that shit?
So
I gotta know.
When I was in the army, my team leader, Sergeant Strunk, was he was our team leader. He was in charge of like 3 guys, lower ranked than him, and this motherfucker dude was always on his laptop. And I was always curious. So one day I fucking asked him. I was like, "Hey, yo, Sergeant Strong, like, what are you doing over there, man?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm playing a game." I was like, "Oh, what game are you playing?" Mind you, I don't fucking know anything about games at this point. I don't know shit.
Well, you went in the army
last...
not knowing shit about anything for internet or video games, like MySpace and shit. So
I played like Halo 3 online like a couple times at my boy Joe's house, like in middle school. So he's like, "Oh, I'm playing World of Warcraft," and he's like sitting there like explaining to me, and like obviously, it's way too much for me to fucking retain. So, he's explaining. I was like, "Well, like, do you play any other games?" And he was like, "Yeah, I played this game called DayZ Standalone." And I was like, "Oh, like what is that?" And he's like, "Well, it's like a survival open world zombie game." And like he kept explaining it and explaining it and explaining it. And I was like, "Dude, that game sounds fucking sick." Yeah. I was like, I want to try that. Like, I want to try that. And he was like, "Yeah, all right." He's like, "We'll build you a fucking PC." So like a couple months went by, I saved up money, and I built my first PC. So like in that meantime, he's teaching me, all these different things, like how you can record your gameplay or have an instant replay and you can go back and watch it if you do like something fucking cool.
Yeah.
That fascinated me, dude. That fucking fascinated me. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that you could sit there and record your gameplay.
Because all this is brand new for you.
Yes,
you're super late
like
in the game, so you're like excited at the prospect of like being able to do this shit.
Yeah. So I'm wanting to learn more about this DayZ game, and I get on fucking YouTube and I search like, I don't know, like fucking DayZ tips and tricks or like whatever, like something to give me some information. And I come across this guy his name's Minder, and he is the first content creator I ever discovered. Like, he's the first person I ever watched that plays like.
And you weren't even looking for him.
No,
you were like, I want to see DayZ shit, but you were like unintentionally finding it.
He's the first person I ever watched like do any type of like video game video, like tips and tricks or like tutorial, whatever. He was also the first person I ever watched on a website called Twitch. So
full circle, baby.
Cool little Easter egg there for you guys. I still pop into his chat here and there. He's still playing DayZ, which is crazy. So it's really cool to go in there and check on him, see how he's doing. So finally got my PC built, bro, and like, dude, this was back in when the fuck was this? I don't even fucking remember when it was, but dude, got it, excited, felt like a kid on Christmas. So started playing DayZ, started doing my little shadow play, and obviously like some of the plays were fucking dog shit, but like I thought they were cool. So I loved the fact that I could record funny things, funny interactions with everybody I'm playing with, go back and watch it later, I had no intentions of posting it online. I had no intentions of live streaming. I just wanted it for me. So start, keep playing DayZ, whatever. And then we started playing a game called H1Z1.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of other people have heard of it. One of my favorite games of all time. Still really heartbroken with, how everything went down in the end. But started watching H1Z1. Well, at this time, H1Z1 was fucking popping off on Twitch.
For sure.
Going crazy. So like, dude, you get on there and watch anybody you wanted. And that was so fucking cool to me. I was like, dude, I love this game. These motherfuckers are live streaming. Like, you can even go back and watch your entire past broadcast. And that was like the kicker for me. I thought that was the coolest thing, that you could save a fucking past broadcast. So I start watching other streamers and stuff playing H1Z1, and started watching this guy named CD in the Third. That was the first like H1Z1 streamer I watched. Summit, Ninja, the Doc, like, all the big heads. Yeah. And at this time, I was still living at my parents' house, which as time had went on, they had finally gotten better internet. I couldn't stream, but I could play online.
Okay.
So I think I was getting like,
how long before the better internet? Like when you?
Probably 4 years.
Okay.
3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. No, actually longer than that, like 5, 6 years. Yeah, like 5 or 6 years was when we got the other internet for the first time. That was really bad.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and like, dude, the internet speeds on this fucking internet was like 10 up, 10 down.
Yeah.
Like it was bad.
Yeah.
So I couldn't stream, but I could still play and get like shadow play clips and shit like that. So I'm watching these streamers, dude, and I'm like seeing how they're doing it, seeing like what kind of equipment they need, you know, learning about dual PC, you know, I'm like, fuck, man. This is something I really want to do, but this is expensive as fuck. So I kind of put that off on hold for a couple months, and then I was like, hey, Mom, I've been back for a year. It's time for me to get my own place. So I ended up moving out of my mom and dad's house up to Indianapolis, where I could get very good internet. So moved into my apartment, got good internet, and I think I went. Was it? Let me look at the date real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, January 18th. I went live for the first time January 18th, 2017.
Damn, man.
With H1Z1 with 2 viewers. One being Nightbot and the other one being my roommate that I used to go into his room and ask him to pull the stream up so I could get one more viewer.
Good call.
Yeah.
It's a solid strat for everybody just starting out, if everybody wants to know.
For sure, yeah.
Got to get that friend in there. So with the streaming thing, like, how did you... So, well, I guess, like... This is a hard part, right? So, like, I remember it was a long time ago when I first started watching you, and it was like when you were doing like this, use your fucking Prime, all those plungers and shit.
Long time ago, yeah.
You were like deep throating your mic, and like the suckies thing was like really hamming it up. It's not like you don't do that shit anymore, but it's like back then it was like, I mean, you have the same energy, but it was way more.
Just like off the wall.
Yeah, off the wall.
We've seen crazier things on Twitch nowadays.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So it's kind of deflated a grown man doing this.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, like, I don't see anybody else doing that, you know?
I would hope to God not. Like, if I see, like, hey, if I see another motherfucker using a plunger on their chest,
come on.
You know where you got it. Don't fucking lie.
Fucking
don't sit there.
patented.
Yeah, like, don't lie, bro. Like, be honest. I will respect you more if you're honest.
Yeah.
But started streaming, dude. Like, I mean, you're pretty OG, so like, you know, you remember like those days, like when I used to be able to run the old Amazon Prime ad. I can't fucking run that anymore. Like, yeah, I will get fucking banned. You know, it's not anything bad. You know, it's not hurting anybody's feelings. No, but
it's like very much walking the line. Yeah.
I'm a habitual line stepper for sure.
Yes.
And that one is it's stomping on that motherfucker, dude. It's stomping on the line, yeah. So sadly I can't use that one anymore. There's been a lot of people requesting another one, maybe, you know, a R-rated version, not an X-rated version. So I just haven't got around to it. It's definitely something I do want to do. It's funny, adds to the gimmick, adds to the jokes. And fuck it, I might get a Prime sub out of it, you know, a stream. I don't know. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, like, when it comes down to it, I mean, you mentioned this before, like, after doing this for so long, streaming became like the main, like your main, you referred to it in like video game terms, like main quest, right? Yep. And then all this like extra content, quote unquote, like is side quests. And I really do think like, and this is the hard part. So like having a balance between like when you can do this shit, because you're doing this full time. Like, what are the things that you can execute that you know will do well? How do you make a decision on that? And then, like, you know, how can you balance the side quest shit? That's got to be really tough, man. I feel like
it is.
Yeah.
You know, I think I told you before. I met my girlfriend on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go out to Vegas for like a year. I was flying out to Vegas like once every 3 weeks for about 5 days. You know, that added a lot of pressure onto me, you know, because I was afraid, you know, because my stream was slowing down a little bit more because I was traveling, you know. And then she moved to Indiana. Well, you know, like she packed her whole fucking life up to move across the country to be with me, you know. Like I can't just be like, all right, you're here now, go do your thing, you know. Like,
right.
I have to and I want to spend time with her, because like,
right, that's
a big life decision that she did, you know, not just for us but for me personally too. So, you know, trying to find that balance. I mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm still trying to find that fucking balance.
How long have you been feeling like things have? Do you feel like it's misbalanced, or do you think you're doing a pretty good job of juggling all this stuff?
I'm very good at juggling things. I'm not cocky or I have an ego about this, dude. But I will outwork any motherfucker out there. I just will. Like I have that drive to just go. I start something, I can't stop until it's finished. You know, that's just how I am. Everything has to be perfect. last night I went live and my stream, I think it skipped like 20% frames in like a 5-minute period. That's not good enough for me. I ended the fucking stream and I fixed it. Like, it's that type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, balancing stuff is hard, but if you're a hard enough worker, you'll figure it the fuck out.
So I guess like this is, I love that we're touching on this because like when we were in this pre-talk, we were, for everybody who's watching right now, we were edging, okay, a lot in our previous conversation. Edging
hard.
Yes. So this is where I want to get into like how, and maybe these questions haven't come up before, and this is where I'm excited. This is where like I really like these conversations. So do you find, for me personally, I find that my perfectionism and drive for work when things aren't good enough prevent me from doing the shit that I need to do? Because
Absolutely.
Like, you find that all the time, or
I did yesterday. I have a TikTok series going, you know, putting my phone number as my Fortnite name.
Yeah.
So, you know, we get in these lobbies, we fucking shit on everybody, and then they call me. And then it's kind of like, you called me, let's see how you direct the conversation.
Right.
Like, I literally answer the phone 90% of the time saying, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not coming in hot. I'm not coming in upset, happy, mad. I'm just saying, what's up, man? And then it's up to them to see how they want to drive the content. And I let them go. And then I say, okay, we're fucking going this way. So I've been doing a series like that for a while, and they all of them do really well, except for the one I just posted yesterday. It did really bad, and like that demotivated me. It did. It like kind of like sucked the energy out of me. I was like, well, fuck, dude. Like, I thought that one was really fucking funny, but I guess it's not. So
sure.
You know, it does discourage me, and I'll be discouraged about it for about fucking 10, 15 minutes, like real discouraged about it, and then I figure out, all right, how do I fix this?
Okay. But what about
why did this video not do well? And
what was the answer you came up with?
It was too long.
Okay.
It was too long. There wasn't enough punch right there in that, you know, those key 6 seconds.
Okay.
There wasn't a hook, and you know, I don't blame them. You know, the analytics don't lie. You know, people are either watching your fucking video or they're not.
Right.
If they're watching your fucking video, hey, keep doing that.
Yeah.
Keep doing it more. If they're not watching your video, give it another chance. Doesn't work, give it another chance. If it doesn't work after 2-3 times, cut, sling, load, maybe move on to a different type of content.
Okay. So this is something that I've been struggling, well, not what I was struggling with, I guess is not the best way to say it. It's something I've been wrestling with over the past year. It's the reason why I took a break so long from like doing any sort of streaming or content or these interviews. And it had to do with the agreements I made based on the reward of people viewing the shit that I made. So like, I got so enamored by what the end result would be. Like, I made this shit and people watch it, and the reward of people watching it is likes and views and that sort of thing. Sure. And it discouraged me from the actual reward, which was the creative process.
Yeah.
So like, that was something I was getting in touch with like all last year, was like, you know, I want to do this shit. I wanted to reach out to you last year. I wanted to reach out to a few other people. I wanted to get this shit scheduled, and I was just like, dude, my heart's not in there. And I was like, if I do this, because the way I was doing it, like we mentioned, you know, in our previous conversation, was I was doing it online on my Twitch channel, and I was like, there's this prerogative of like, you know, Twitch streamers using each other, and I was like, I don't want to be like, this is gonna go on YouTube, obviously, but like, if it's offline, it means it's really just like for me, and that's what these conversations I realized were for. Like, the people watching them and enjoying the conversation and like hearing them and stuff is like cool, but being so worried about like how this will be cut, how this will be edited, will people watch it? Like, if this video doesn't do well and I decide that, you know, this format doesn't work, blah blah blah, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this as a hobby. I would love success from this. I love engaging in conversation, but the fact that I would just get discouraged from it would be like so hard for me to like re-engage. You know what I mean?
Are you passionate about interviewing people like this?
Yeah.
Then let me tell you something, dude. This doesn't necessarily apply to this, but we're going to use likes, comments, and views in the sense of money.
Sure.
If you're passionate about something, no one should ever have to give you a fucking dime to do what you do. So if you're doing this because you're passionate about it and you just like hanging out with homies, fuck the money, fuck the views, fuck the likes. It's kind of just like me back in the day recording my clips.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to see those. I couldn't even fucking tell you where they're at.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it because I was passionate about, it's a weird thing to say I'm passionate about, but like I loved being able to go back and watch old clips of, video game situations that will never be able to happen again, especially in like a battle royale or an open type world.
Right.
Like that was my passion there. I liked that.
Yeah.
Like if you can find what you're hunting for, what you're trying to get out of it, and you're getting that, whether it's money or likes or comments or videos or views or being able to reminisce on old clips with your friends, like if like that's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of people that start out streaming and as soon as they start, they want to be like the next Tfue or the next Ninja and stuff like that. And like,
yeah,
hey, no one is sitting here saying it can't happen. It happened. I've known Turner for fucking years, dude. And, I remember that motherfucker playing Destiny with fucking dreadlocks in his dad's fucking barn. Like, crazy shit like that. It can happen. You can get there. But, be satisfied with the growth that you're at the current moment, man. I mean, I'll be the first person to fucking back that one. I've sat at, 300, 400, 500 viewers for 3 years now. I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I don't need to be rich. I don't need to be famous. I don't need to be that, man. I get to sit here every day, hang out with people who enjoy me as a human being, as a person, do whatever the fuck I want. Like...
That's the truth.
I'm satisfied. I am satisfied. I should still be hungry, and I am. I'm still going to be making new content. I'm going to be exploring new things. Like, sure, would I love, double, triple the viewers I got now? Sure, but like, it's not going to fucking break my heart.
Yeah.
And that's that passion. My passion is to make people laugh. If I got on here every night and made one person laugh,
we're good.
We're happy. Like,
yeah.
No,
that's good. It's valid advice.
A different job, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that's valid advice because like that's what I was gonna harken back to was like that feeling, the creative process of you creating a shadow play clip for yourself, right? But now like when we're talking about like the perfection and drive to like when you say you're still hungry, like I'm curious about the like how that gets translated for you because like for me that perfection filter distorts the creative process in some areas, right? So do you have days where like you're down and like how do you reset? Like how do you get back to your healthy like framework, the way you like view this shit? Because that's a practice you've been doing for a long time. I can already tell.
My whole life. So I'm a funny person.
Yes.
And dude,
fucking brag about it.
There are a couple things in this world that people could really question me on, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me I'm not fucking funny. I'm funny. And that'll piss me off. I'm funny. So one thing I've realized to kind of combat that whole like perfectionist type shit is so I do all of my own editing. I do all of my own graphics. Everything you see, I fucking do. Besides a couple videos, maybe like 2 months ago for like a month period, I had hired somebody to edit my stuff. And it was very good. I was very satisfied with it. I don't want anybody to take anything away from that. But I do all of my own work. So one thing I've realized is it will never look like a fucking Steven Spielberg movie. It will never look like, the Sistine Chapel, like my graphics. They're never going to be perfect. So how do I offset that to hide, the things that aren't perfect with comedy? So like you said, prime example, the Amazon Prime video, the ad, remember the one that we were talking about? Do you remember how that was filmed and edited?
Was it shot on? I don't know.
It was the setting was supposed to be like an old late night call hotline.
Oh yes.
So I know I don't have a $30,000 video camera, dude. I know that I don't. So how do I offset that? I turn it into something that I can do like a shitty grainy VHS overlay to hide all of the things that aren't perfect. Which in the end makes it look perfect because it's naturally already going to have like that old school look to it because I don't have a $30,000 fucking camera. So maybe that can help you. Maybe that can help other creators that watch this. Like, hey man, you're never gonna be perfect at anything. Do your absolute best that you can, and then throw like a crazy spin on it, man. Be creative.
That's the fucking point. I was hoping you were gonna say that. It's like you do the best you can.
Yeah,
like just doing your best. What does the best mean?
Throw something crazy on it, you know? Be loud about it, you know, grab attention. It doesn't have to look like the world's greatest painting, you know?
Right. Well, I meant like when we were talking about perfection, I was more referring to like, you know, like I'm sure you're super like analytical when it comes down to the editing process and like how everything is cut and shot. Like when you're doing these videos, well, I guess this is what I'm curious about. So like the video process for you when you're editing, like do you have a storyboard? Do you know the general direction it's going? And then how much like B footage do you have? Do you have a fuckload of B footage or takes or?
I don't have any B footage just rolling around except for the LED signs that I do. I think it's kind of stupid to sit there and record the CNC machine cutting, you know, a design that you don't know what the fuck it is yet.
Sure.
You know, like I have B-roll of that, but no, man, I've probably made 50 short form content videos of like skits where there's different characters and they all have lines. You
script it out?
Oh yeah, I write it out. I type it out. And dude, what's really fucking sad, something that breaks my heart, and I think about it a lot, I never saved those old like those old files of me writing this out, you know?
Yeah.
Because like that's a piece of history to me, you know, like that is something personal to me.
Yeah.
And because like my success, you know, my rise of viewership and likes and followers all came from those skits, you know, like that's kind of like what really kicked it off. So I'm kind of bummed I didn't save like the scripts and shit for them, but nah, bro.
That's all right.
I bust open a fucking notepad and I start writing.
Nice,
and
man.
it probably takes like, what I'll do is I'll think of a theme or idea. Like one of the favorites that people love is rude things guys say to girls in Twitch chat. So right there, that's the video. That's the name of the video. That's the center focus. So then I start thinking about, all right, what are 5 things that are rude, but I can make it funny, very loud, and way over exaggerate it. So then I start to fill in, you know, 5 or 6 different people, and then I write out their character fucking names, and now they're a character, you know, and like I shoot each character all in one shot. I chop it up, you know, do some audio overlay type shit on it, and then there you go.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
When are you in the process of making more skits?
I have a couple right now. I really wanted to make one today, but I ended up going and getting a tattoo.
Oh, where'd you? Can you show it, or is it?
Yeah, I can show it. Yeah. I mean, I just got it done today, so I'm a big fan of cats, dude. Like big cats, you know, like cheetahs, lions, leopards, shit like that. So, let me stand up here. If I fall, it's gonna suck, but you're gonna have this recording. That's really funny.
Okay. Oh shit! Nice, man. We get to zoom in on that. Bam! Bam! Exclusive.
Oh.
I just noticed you got Cheetos on your fucking shorts too.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of American traditional tattoos. So, you know, if anybody's like, why is it snow smashed? Why does it look? It's a very old school tattoo style that I personally love. So that's why.
Fantastic, man.
But yeah, I was gonna do one today. So there's a lot of drama going on right now with Aiden Ross and Jake Lucky. So
I wouldn't know, to be honest. Let me see.
I was gonna make a video talking about that.
Aiden Ross, Jake Lucky. I'm completely. I feel like I'm completely out of the loop with this stuff. I only pay attention to like, you know, the people that I guess I followed for a while. That's pretty much where I'm at, you know. But if it's topical and you've been following it, you know, that's important.
Oh yeah, nah. Jake is definitely someone to follow.
Okay.
Keeps everybody up to date with any drama, any crazy shit going on in like the content world. He's very on top of it.
Okay.
So shout outs to Jake. Shout outs to Hunter.
Is his Twitter name Jake Sucky?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Fantastic. Oh man. All right. Okay. So now I have some questions about the stream. So when it comes down to this stuff, like everything that you explained in terms of like how you got into content creation space, how you started streaming, all of this, like what I see a lot in this space is a lot of like copying and pasting. People get inspired, but like they take a lot of the same shit and they do the same shit on their stream. Sure. And I'm not saying, you know, like you can't start somewhere and then evolve into something else, but I noticed that you like entered this space and have like pretty, and we talked about like you not having a Discord server, or like you do have a Discord server, but or you don't.
I don't ever use it. I do. I just don't ever use it.
Yeah. So like that's there's a lot of things that streamers agree to do.
Sure, but it's definitely a staple, and I never learned it. I haven't given myself the time to learn it. It's a big goof. So if anybody's watching this video questioning if they should get a Discord server if they're starting out on content creation, yes. You know, and maybe have a friend or a viewer that you trust, you know, help you run that shit. I have a Discord server, and it's only active due to the people that watch my stream. Like, homie, I couldn't tell you the last time I fucking posted in there.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's not like it's a regular practice for most people to like have this shit, but like not to have one for like their community and just kind of like not participate in it. And I'm not saying you're neglecting them. What I'm saying is like, to me, you come off as a hyper individual in this space. Like, you know what you like to do, and you know like where you want to be, and you don't spread yourself too thin.
I don't. I try not to. You know, I look at it this way. You know, if you want like a natural off, you know, like off social media, Andrew, you know, like I'm talking in the sense of like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
Just come fucking watch the live stream. You know, like if you want to ask me a question or you want to have a conversation about something, just come to the fucking live stream. You know, like I don't need to sit here and talk to, you know, to whoever about it in Discord. Like I'm very open on stream. I talk about damn near fucking any and everything unless it, you know, it violates TOS or anything like that.
Sure.
So that's just the kind of way I looked at it. Like I seen streamers use that as a way to almost, this is weird to say, but like continue the stream after the stream. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I love everybody that watches me. I love everybody that supports me, but like there is times where I kind of just want to do my own thing, you know? And like when I say do my own thing, like there's times I don't even want to be around my roommates or my girlfriend. Like I kind of just want, you know, me time. And
can you share like what that means? Like wouldn't you, people recharge their batteries different ways, right? So like what's your me time?
Sitting here, like
just reflecting, meditating, or
learning things, watching YouTube videos. Like let's see what some new motherfucker did with OBS Studio update now, you know, like what did they add, what did they take away, what bugs got fixed, you know, like maybe making graphics for like a fun stream, you know, like I have a spinny wheel, it's not in here right now, but like, you know, just making shit like that, you know, like working on my me time is me working on my stream. I love it, you know, like I love it so fucking much that I want to do it when I'm not even live. Like, dude, I could be having the worst day of my life. As soon as I hit that fucking go live button, I'm happy.
So you're thinking about constantly like how you can improve the experience of the person who's watching you and enhance like the comedy that you're trying to get done. Yeah, I mean, constantly.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even trying to enhance anything to a point of, all right, how can I blow up? It's
no. It's like it's your own experience.
How can I make this experience cooler, funnier for myself and for the people that already watch me, the people that have put the time in, you know, the people that have sat here and watched this fucking, you know, this loose cannon waiting for something crazy to happen, you know, like that's who I want to reward. That's who I want to give back to.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you see like OBS as like an extension of yourself, like to a certain degree, or is it more just like a tool that you use?
No, I would say, no, it's definitely just a tool.
Okay.
There's a lot of shit that you can do on OBS Studio, bro. A fuck ton, but I try not to flood my stream with too much gimmicks or tools or widgets or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I used to kind of be like that with like the green screen and stuff like that, but I kind of just like shed all that off and was like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun doing whatever the fuck I want. If people want to watch, they're gonna watch, you know. And like I made that move from Fortnite, you know, competitive Fortnite to just chatting, and that was the best decision I ever fucking made when it comes to streaming, bro.
Yeah, and that
building my brand off of me, you know, not a game that has constant updates, that dips in viewership and excitement.
Right.
Like, you know, like if motherfuckers are coming here to watch me, then I know I've got something, you know, and it's gonna
Right.
last for a long fucking time, and that's more important to me than anything, dude.
When did you make that change for the just chatting thing? Because I noticed that too, but I didn't know when it happened. And what was like the deciding factor? Were you just like, dude, this Fortnite shit is fucking tiring? Like, what happened?
I think I did it in 2019, 2020.
Uh-huh.
The thing is I had a contract with an esports organization that had expired, and like just chatting didn't really exist yet. It was there, but it wasn't like popping. And I tried to play Fortnite as content, not competitive. And I just kept getting fucking stream sniped, dude. Like actually legitimately fucking stream sniped every single day for hours on end. And I couldn't do it anymore, bro.
Holy
I couldn't
shit.
do it. You know, like when you've got 5-6 motherfuckers landing on you every game, like you win, you did it. You know, like I couldn't do it. I'm not going to subject myself to that shit. I'm not going to subject myself to some fucking loser bum bitch that's going to come in here and fucking stream snipe me all day. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I decided to watch Cops on stream one night, bro. I decided to watch the Fox classic Cops.
Yeah.
And dude, people loved it. They fucking loved it. And I was like, okay, all right. Like, you know, this isn't really fun all the time, but we'll fuck with it. We'll try it out. And I ended up making like a really short video, like making fun of trick shotters on Fortnite, and that blew up. And I was like, oh fuck, man, like, do I go back to Fortnite? You know, like, is this me? Like, you know, like, is this gonna blah blah blah? And then I really looked at it and I was like, no, people watched that video because it's funny.
It comes back to the comedy, man. The comedy.
I started thinking, I was like, damn, dude, like, I can make funnies from anything.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, all right, like I fuck with this. So I started making more short form videos, you know, like I wasn't pumping one out every day. It was like once a week, once every other week. But what I was posting, for some fucking reason, dude, you know, I'm talking like 5,000 follower Andy on Twitter. And I'm posting these, dude, and they're fucking blowing up. Like boom, boom, like one after another. Boom, 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 boom. I think there was like a streak of like 10 videos that I think every video got over 250,000 views. Like it was like a 10 video streak, dude.
Yeah.
And like you can go back, like you can go through my Twitter feed. They're all there. The first one I ever posted that blew up is called how Fortnite trick shotters react to like a crazy snipe or something. You'll see it. That is
I remember that video. That's a good video.
Like, if you find that one, everything I've ever made beyond that, you'll scroll right by it and you'll be able to watch it. You know, and there's probably 50 to 100 videos on there, and I would say over half of them, you know, 6 figures on them.
Yeah.
You know, like that's wild.
And that's
to me,
on Twitter.
You know? Like, that's on Twitter. One of the hardest platforms to grow on,
especially with video. Oh
yeah, I went from 5K followers to 35 in about 2 months, just by making funny videos. That's it.
That's amazing.
Funny videos that people can relate to. That's the kicker.
So what's stopping you from like revisiting like DayZ or like going back, like even like Escape from Tarkov, like any of these other games where like you could create or maybe there isn't anything stopping you, you know, it's just a matter of time.
There's not anything stopping me. I've been enjoying Fortnite no builds lately.
Yeah,
I think
it's been a welcome addition of the game for sure.
I said this today and it was really funny and it's fucking true. Like, zero build Fortnite is the retirement home for like OG Fortnite players, because it's so true. Like fucking Turner's on that shit now, like Cypher PK's on that shit now, like all the old heads of Fortnite, Ninja's on that shit now, like all the old heads of Fortnite, they've all
We're just tired of building, man.
Fuck that shit, man. I ain't get into that shit. Fuck no.
You shoot somebody once and they already got a skyscraper up, dude. This shit's exhausting, man. Yeah.
And then imagine getting stream sniped
I
all
can't
day
even
on that. Yeah, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kept making short form videos, and you know, I wasn't just making funny Fortnite videos. I was making funny Twitch chat videos. I wasn't just making funny Twitch chat videos. I was making like normal IRL type shit, like people that don't even know a fucking thing about video games. I was making videos that were touching on that.
Yeah. Like the Amazon package one.
My highest viewed video on Twitter is how Amazon actually delivers your package. You know, it's got 506,000 likes. That's a fucking lot of people, dude.
That's a lot of people.
That's crazy. I made 506,000 people's day, even if it was for fucking 15 seconds. And like that shit gets me fucking hornier than anything, dude.
Well, that's
like,
what I
shit.
That's why I want to like. This is where the conversation gets exciting, because like that's where I want, like, as somebody who enjoys your I'm not, you know, I can't be present all the time, but as somebody who comes across your shit on the timeline, like those are like the human videos, like just fucking slap, dude. Don't get me wrong, I love the Twitch drama and like all that other shit. Like it's funny, but like the most relatable, I think it always comes back to like when you explain to me your content creation journey, it started when you were doing shadow play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I want to, if I could give like feedback related to like what I want to see more out of AD in 2023 and beyond is more human shit.
Okay. I feel like I could do that. I've got a couple bangers planned. I mean, bro, my most viewed video of all time is like, how many views it is? Dude, it's still like just pops up. Like it'll just start getting fucking likes. It'll start blowing up. And this one was actually on Instagram, which is very hard for a reel to go this fucking viral. Let me look at the fucking stats on this one. And like when I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's like human stuff. Like that's like IRL everyday type shit. Where's it at? Here it is. Yeah, it's got I want to fucking show me how many views it's got.
Probably because browser. Maybe on mobile it's different, you know?
It's close to like 24 million views.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's got like 140,000 likes. You know, like it's that shit. And like, dude, I'm smart. I'm a very smart person, and I'm very creative, and I'm funny. So like that sounded so
triple threat.
Like that is my job. Like that is my job. It is my job to be creative, funny, you know, and smart. Like you mash all those together, you get shit like what happens when you kick an ice cube under the fucking fridge, and then it cuts to like cockroaches down there having a fucking rave. Like no normal person thinks of that shit, dude. No, and that's why it's great. It's funny.
We love that shit. Yeah,
and I'm not even on drugs. Like that's
but it's like it's
crazy.
It's really cool to see you operate in that dimension, because like our brains naturally ask that question why, and then when you answer it, it's just like that's what I think is like the perfect formula. Is like, what are these like everyday questions of bullshit that we just like operate, and like we don't even, you know, humor the idea of there being cockroaches or whatever, like a rave party afterwards. Like that shit is so like, I mean, this kind of goes, so to come full circle, your like want for human connection on a deep level is also present in the comedy you make.
Oh, absolutely.
And that like that's that connection to you in a certain, that connects us to you in at a certain level that like I'm sure you understand, but I think you just need to know I deeply appreciate it. It's something that like has got me coming to the channel and like wanting to interact with you. It's just you operate in this space where I'm like, only AD would think like that, you know?
AD always has a plan, dude.
Yeah. Oh, but, man.
No, I appreciate that. That means a lot, dude. And like that's that shit, dude. That's why I fucking do it. You know, I get DMs all the time. I get people that are coming to my chat and they're like, man, I was having like a horrible fucking day, but like seeing you live made me so happy, you know? And I'm just like, you know, like I look at it and I'm like, I had a fine day, but this motherfucker had a bad day, and I'm the one that turned that around. Like that's magical, dude.
Yeah.
And you know, I think every fucking streamer should never get used to reading shit like that. They should never be they should never get tired of it. They should never get bored of it, because at the end of the fucking day, there was a time when you streamed when no one fucking watched you. And now you're at a point where you're making motherfuckers' days better.
True.
And like, that's some real shit, dude. And I feel like that is something that people should be proud of. You know, if somebody comes into your chat and you're like, dude, I was having a dog shit week, seeing that you were alive, I'm so, you know, I got a beer now, I'm kicking it for the rest of the night. Like, that's that shit, dude.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I guess like I'm curious. I'm curious about like your impression of, well, maybe this doesn't exist. So being in the space you are, where you are, how you operate on your channel, like, do you just, I guess like you just don't give a shit about what everybody else is doing, right? That's how you operate. Like, you don't give a fuck. I mean, drama and shit can be fun, right? From like the people you watch, but like,
I don't care about drama unless I can make fun, like make a comedy out of it.
Sure, yeah.
But here's the thing, there are definitely things I would never fucking touch, because one, it's not funny. Like, there are things that happen in the esports world, not funny.
Yeah.
Like, no jokes should be made. But oh, dude, like this Aiden Ross Jake shit, like, it's so stupid. Like, I try to be that guy that, like, you got two people arguing, and then I come in the middle and I'm like, what's up, motherfuckers? You know, and then everybody's like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah,
that's
who
funny.
is this guy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot what we were even mad about. Like, that's the kind of guy I want to be like. You know, I want to take like a really sour situation, drama, whatever, and like put some factual statements into it, but like it kind of lighten, like, let's lighten the situation a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
You know, that's the way I look at it. Like, you know, my girlfriend streams on Twitch. She tells me the things that, you know, these fucking weirdos come in and say, like the trolls and shit. And like, I can make fun of you now. Like, I will make fun of you. Like, if you come in and you're like, oh, hey, like, you know, how much to donate to see your boobs or whatever, like, you know, like stupid shit like that. So like, boom, there's a character. All right, how's this character going to play out? He's going to kick that fucking door in. Like, he's going to be real obnoxious, because in a sense, he is kicking the door open to chat.
Right.
Coming in real aggressive.
Real hot. Yeah.
You know, and like in my mind, the way my mind works, this character would have like a wad of money, and he would throw it at the girl streamer and say, hey, bitch, show me your tits. Like, obviously that's not what happened, but like,
no,
you crank the volume up on something like that. It's now funny, but you're also saying, oh, that guy's a fucking dick, but it's funny. So that is always my goal when I do like skits of like drama or, you know, a sour situation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Unless it's never do it with super serious. Yeah.
Sure. I never make, you know, content that is going to directly hurt someone's feelings or piss somebody off unless they fucking deserve it.
Sure.
And I've only had to do this, I think, twice. There was like some late night news guy that was like making fun of Twitch, and I fucking took his video, I fucking stitched on it, and I pretty much was like saying like, shut the fuck up, like stay out of my world. Like, no one cares what you think anyway. You're not welcome, you know, in the Twitch world. And then I looked up the analytics of his show, and they've been tanking since like 2015.
Nice.
So I was just like going in on this fool, but like, he deserved it.
Sure.
I would never go after him and talk shit to him about his ratings or anything like that, unprovoked, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm a big advocate on that shit, dude. I don't let people pick on other people. I don't let other people bully people. But if you fucking pick on me, it's my turn.
So how do you? So
you know, like,
I guess this is where this is a question I wanted to ask too. Was like, because of the. I think this is only for like new viewers, which probably get them to shut the fuck up really quick, right? But like, you have people who like they could mistake your comedy for like misogynistic shit, and then feel like they have permission to do that. Yeah. So how do you control? Do you literally stop and make an example of these people that come in, or like, how do you handle that?
I think the biggest form of, like, the worst form of punishment is public humiliation.
Yeah.
So if you come into my chat and let's say you're a streamer, let's say you got 300 followers. If I look at your Twitch profile and you have 300 followers, that tells me you stream or you did stream in the past.
Right.
So I pull up their stream and I pretty much just say, hey, you see this down here? Like, you've only been streaming for like 6 months. I've been doing this for 6 fucking years. I know what I'm talking about. Like, XYZ is allowed. This is not allowed. You're more than welcome to fucking stay. No one's going to say anything else about what you just said, and we're going to move the fuck on. Obviously, there's people that will say stuff that you're not getting a second chance. I'm just sorry. Like, I have to fucking ban you. Like,
yeah.
But, you know, people come in and, like, the really good one is people that try to sneak a self promo into your chat.
How do they sneak a self promo? Do you mean like, oh, I'm going to stream now, bye?
Yep.
These fucking people. These fucking people.
Out, man, I'm about to go live, and you know what I do?
What do you do?
So let's say
I do it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye, AD. Bye, AD. I'm gonna go stream now. I'll see you later.
I'll go. Hey, everybody! Konky's going live. That type of shit.
Nice.
And then I'll say, all right, Konky, have a good stream, man. Because like, if you come to me and you're like, what the fuck, bro? Why'd you do that? I'd say, do what? And you'll be like, why did you make that like a big deal? And I'd be like, I was just shouting you out, man.
Just shouting you out.
You know, like you just be a fucking dickhead back to him.
That makes sense.
Or the best is like when somebody comes in and they talk shit and then you dunk on them back and they're like, whoa, bro, I was just kidding. And like, whatever you said back to them was like really bad. And you're like, oh, I was just kidding too, man. Shit, my bad.
God damn, dude.
Just nonstop dunks everywhere, bro.
Yeah. I was just kidding too. Sorry. Awesome, man. Yeah, that's thanks for sharing that. I was really curious about like how you would handle like somebody who's just like out of fucking line, because I've seen it happen actually like a handful of times, and I was
on you.
Yeah, it was, but also like when you say dunk, like it kind of simplifies it. You're so fucking tactful in some of these things. Like,
I'm smart about it.
There's like a whiff of like homophobia, and then you'll just be like, you know, I kiss my friends all the time, and then just go back to what you're doing, and everybody will be like, yeah, we kiss the homies in here, and then like nobody said like that person doesn't even have time. Anything. Yeah.
Like if you come in and you say something homophobic in my chat, I'm gonna say something like, I don't see anything wrong with it. I love kissing dudes. What's that guy gonna say? If he actually has a problem with people that are gay, if he thinks I'm gay, he's never coming back. Good. I don't want you here, bro.
Right.
Because there are people in my community that are gay, and it's not fair for them to be subjected to that shit. You're fucking gone.
Yeah.
You can either leave on your own, or you're fucking banned.
Yeah. But it's like, but it's not like those conversations. Like it never escalates to that point. It's just like they're so tactful, and like it's not just you know, keeping the homophobia from like being present in the chat. It's everybody in your community too.
Oh yeah.
They're all with you with that. That shit is fucking sick, man.
Those are my dudes, bro. I'm telling you, like,
it's crazy. I've never been like in
a story,
thing like that. Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I've actually never told this. I've never told this story on stream or you know, to like a, you know, video call, podcast, or whatever. So.
Oh, cool.
The day that I learned that motherfuckers are ride or die with me was this day, dude.
Okay.
So I still, in today's time, I don't realize how many people follow me. I don't realize how many people are a fan of my work. I don't like saying people are a fan of me because, like, dude, I'm just a guy on the fucking internet. Like, you can fuck with my work. I'm a fan of my own work. You know what I'm saying? But like that whole like, oh, I'm a fan. Like, that's kind of weird to me because like I'm not an athlete. I'm not a fucking music person. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an astronaut.
You're a fucking comedian, dude.
Yeah, but like I'm just some dude on the internet. Like at the end of the day, I'm nothing fucking special. So, like.
All right, I got words for that, but
I don't even remember where the fuck I was going with this shit, bro.
You were telling a story that you never told on the internet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I always forget, like, I guess my presence, whatever you want to say, but like that's a very I don't ever want to know that. You know what I'm saying? I want to stay very humble and like who I am and shit like that because I feel like a lot of people get that to their head. So, I play the Pokemon trading card game. I go to like tournaments. I try to get my Worlds invite. Like I play this shit competitive. I'm going to Knoxville, Tennessee this weekend. So like it's a very serious thing to me. And there's a lot of people I follow on Twitter that are in that community too. You know, like some of, you know, the better players or just friends that I've met through that. So there was an individual that had tweeted something out about the current state of the Pokemon trading card game. And I was just so tired of seeing people bitch and complain about it, dude. So this dude tweeted something out complaining about the current state, and this is all I said, dude. I said, then stop playing. That's all I said.
It's valid.
That's it. It's valid. Like,
just stop playing.
If I shove this in my fucking ear right now and it hurt, guess what I'm probably going to stop doing? Shoving this in my fucking ear. Like, it's the same principle. So that's all I said. Put my phone down, didn't look at it for like another hour. Dude, I always forget that motherfuckers have my Twitter notifications on. So anytime I tweet anything or reply to somebody, they see it. So the homies that are ride or dies of mine, they seen me say this to this fool.
Sure.
And in their mind, they're like, oh, AD doesn't like this guy. And dude.
Oh, no.
He fucking deleted the tweet. It was bad.
Did he quit? Do you know if he quit? Is that confirmed?
No, he still plays, but like
that tweet doesn't exist anymore.
He deleted that tweet because people were coming in there and shitting on him, dude. Like a dunk, in my opinion, is like when you dunk on somebody, it's deserved. But like they were shitting on. He didn't deserve that type of hate, bro. Okay. It was nothing crazy, but like.
Did you have to have a conversation with everybody?
Do what?
Did you have a conversation with everybody? We're like, yo, hey.
No, I don't. It's your Twitter, man. You can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. You know, like if you say something out of line that I don't agree with, I'll comment on it and be like, yeah, I don't vouch for this. Like, I didn't say this shit. So, but no, like you were saying, bro, like the people that support me, like they fucking support me, and I am forever great. Like I am grateful for that. I will never not be grateful for that. Like there are times it blows my fucking mind, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and like. Kind of to touch on that, you know, when I started to realize like, yo, dude, there's like motherfuckers that take time out of their day to watch you. There's people that look up to you. There's people that get inspired by you. And I think that was like the day that it really clicked to me that like, you got a lot of eyes on you, dude. A lot of impressionable people. Like you need to be the best person that you possibly can. And I would say this happened probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And Twitch chat, my community, I can honestly say that they made me a better human being. I could never stream again, and I feel like I owe that to the people that supported me and looked up to me. I owe them in the manner that they made me into a very loving, giving person that I am today.
How did you keep that cycle going? Like, was it, or how did you receive that? Was like feedback, like tweets or just people in chat? Like, cause your primary interaction with everybody is through the stream. So like, was it just like all this positive specific feedback you were getting like during lives, or?
It was just, you know, people coming in and, you know, saying shit like I said earlier, you know, like, oh, I was having a bad day. You know, you made my day better. Or, yo, AD, you know, like people like resub, like, hey man, thanks for everything that you fucking do. You know, like that type of energy. And I like, you know, that was a lot for me to soak in, you know, and
it was consistent over the course of like months, right? So like, I'm guessing you had times where you just ended streaming, you just like thought about that, right?
I mean, there's still times I'll end stream nowadays and just be like, dude, like this is your fucking life. Like you get to sit here and hang out with all these like fucking cool ass people that look up to you and virtually do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I don't get it, man. Like if I play Fortnite, I'll get 300 viewers. If I watch Cops, 500. Like that's what it is. You know, we're watching any show, 500 viewers. And it's because people come to watch me, which, you know, like,
well,
why me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like,
do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it?
I mean, I assume you're going to say like, you're a funny guy, but
no. Like
there's a lot of funny people out there, bro.
No, it has to do with like, you when I say you as an individual, I mean like the energy and authenticity you like represent. Like you wholly represent yourself. There isn't like a gauge of inauthentic. I feel like I've been on. I'm 33. I've been in retail for 10 plus years. I've talked with thousands of people. I know when people are bullshitting me and when they're not. And what I see, you know, when I watch your stream and I see, like, I know you know how to ham it up and shit, but like the ebb and flow to the stream and like how you engage with everybody is like we're in the room with you. So like when we're having a beer, you're achieving it, dude. That's what I'm just trying to confirm. Like as somebody who's not here all the time, but when I do, it's like, you know, I feel like very similarly with friends that I've gotten out of touch with, when I'm here, like I know what I'm getting. I'm getting Andrew, you know, like he's going to sit here and he's obviously entertaining and like he's on right now. And I understand how that's tiring, but like, you know, it's just,
I keep that same energy off stream too, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I get. It's consistency, you know, like it's just, there's a camera and mic here now. Right. Yeah, and obviously that changes things, but
I think one of the biggest compliments anybody's ever given me was, you know, I hang out with a lot of my viewers. Like I'm not afraid of that. You know, obviously there are reasons why you should be afraid of that. Like it's more towards, you know, the females, but I'm very open to hang out with people. Dude, there's a lot of people that watch me that are from the Indianapolis area. Anytime that I'm going out and I'm fine with people showing up and having a group of people, I tweet it out or I put it on Instagram, you know, and people come out and show out and shit. And I would say like one of the best compliments I've ever fucking gotten, dude, is people that will watch the stream for years and then they hang out with me once and they're like, bro, you're literally the same motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, man, like I'm American Dad, but I'm at the end of the day, like I'm Andrew. Like I'm Andrew on stream. I'm Andrew right now, you know, and like I think that's one of the best compliments I personally have ever received because hate to fucking say it, man, but there are a lot of fake motherfuckers that do what we do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to be, I think like, I mean, not to discredit like these people who are trying to succeed, but like they're in the pursuit of like numbers and like trying to do this, like there's very little life experience behind them. You know what I mean? And very little like connection. I feel like the people that are the most successful for the most part, like have to be, they're just authentic all the time. Like I don't watch Pokimane like regularly, but like she operates as herself, like from what I understand. Like I assume there's some air of like, you know, showmanship like everybody else who streams, but like the most successful people that I've seen on this platform just like even keel.
I actually made a video about Pokimane one time.
Oh yeah? I don't think I saw
it. She followed me, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Secured that one. Let's go.
Secured the Poke. Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I'll be honest with you. The other creators that I've met or hung out with, you know, there have been a couple that I'm just kind of like, that's unfortunate, you know, like
sure
sucks. But you know, the ones that, you know, you guys maybe see me on stream with or game with or on, you know, Instagram stories or whatever, you know, hanging out with, like I hang out with them because they're who they fucking are.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the biggest examples of that is Tfue. Like I will vouch for that motherfucker until the day I die. Dude, he helped me out a lot too. There was like a 2-week period back when I was pumping videos out. He was hosting me like every other day.
Amazing.
You know, and like I look up to him, you know, and it's almost like it was almost like he brought me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in a sense, he helped me come up, and I feel like it's my job to do that with somebody else. And
sure.
I just haven't. I feel like I have found someone like that. I've tried it with other people in the past, and it either just didn't work out, or you know, they got kind of an ego and they fucked me over. But
that's unfortunate,
you know,
man.
It's one of my main goals as a creator is to, you know, to reach down and pull a close homie up that deserves it, and I want to do that because it was done for me. You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and say Tfue made me, because he did not. You know, I grabbed the attention of him and a lot of other people when I started making, you know, fucking funny videos back in the H1Z1 days, you know, long time ago.
Through your hard work, you know, that's how you got the attention.
But, you know, it's almost like not a burden, but like a task that I now have to do because it was done to me. You know,
you're
like,
passing it on. You know,
not a lot of people get that opportunity. Not a lot of people get, you know, that helping hand up.
Right.
And it's very rare to see that because a lot of people only want to care about themselves. So to me, all right, I got to do that now. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, that's how the fucking world should work. But it just doesn't, sadly. So,
yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't discourage you from, like, you know, pursuing that and wanting to do that. I know that, like, so many people would appreciate it. And I hope that, like, it's kind of like breakups, you know, like you get your heart broken. You're like, I'll never date again. It's like, well, you'll grow up and you'll be better from it, I think.
I'm a big believer that you get what you put in. So
true.
Those individuals that fucked me over,
it's karma.
I'm not gonna say no, they're getting their own now. Like, it's happening.
Oh, okay. It happens, yeah.
Don't fuck people over. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Don't do it. So
yeah, I think like, I don't know. It's weird to operate in that sort of mindset of like, what can I get out of somebody? You know what I mean? And that's like, it's
my brain doesn't comprehend it.
No,
if someone does something nice for me, it will actually fucking like, I'll be honest with you. I don't like people doing things for me because then my brain is like, oh fuck, dude, like you have to do something for them now. You know, like you have to, like,
right.
That's how that works. But yeah, sadly, a lot of people are just like,
take,
like,
man.
Like the fucking Grim Reaper, dude. Like they get what they want, and then they kill it. You know, they move the fuck on to the next sorry son of a bitch.
They're taking suckies, but not giving suckies, man.
Facts, and like that's not that shit.
No, that's not the energy we're bringing into 2023.
That's not that energy, bro.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, I wish you luck on the whole like finding that person. I think it'll be really cool once you start developing those relationships.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you had to go through that. You are not the only person that unfortunately in this space that deals with that shit. And I don't want to discredit your experience. It's always like, it's just hard to deal with it, man. You know? So
I wouldn't take them back. I wouldn't take back any bump or bruise.
Yeah.
It made me who the fuck I am. You know, like it smartened me up.
Yeah, of course.
There's so
How would you know
snakes
otherwise, man?
Exactly. There's so many fucking snakes on this like on fucking Twitter and Twitch.
Yeah.
So bad,
in this
dude.
space.
It's so fucking bad.
It's so weird. Yeah, I was starting to feel like disconnected from this space a great deal, and I guess this is like we can get into like where we can wrap up the conversation. I feel like because this is coming to like we're hitting a lot of the same notes, but
yeah,
I feel like I was disconnected from this space. You know, I was questioning, you know, why I came in here. I don't give a fuck about Twitter clout. I'm just a human being that cares about the human experience. And that's where I started with this was like, you are me living a different life and I want to understand that life, you know? Yeah. And so why am I stopping? You know, what's stopping me from like pursuing these conversations? Worst case scenario, somebody says no and I don't end up talking with them, you know?
Yeah.
I need to make today, and this is how we can come full circle here, is your pursuit in connection like landed you into this space. Your dedication to yourself and being who you are, regardless of Twitch name, you know, like AD, Andrew, it's the same. Yeah. Synonymous, right?
Yeah. I mean, bro, like it's crazy because like, so Nolan and KB, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
They both call me AD.
Yeah.
Like it's not Andrew.
Yeah.
Because they met me through Twitch.
Yeah.
But Pram and Joe, they call me Andrew. But like it's the same fucking thing.
It's the same.
Dude.
Yeah, you respond to both.
The same fucking thing. Yeah, like you know, it's not like, all right, I ended my stream, you know, take the mustache,
peel the mask off. Yeah.
You know, like no, like I'm getting off stream and I'm gonna fucking probably go do something stupid out in the fucking living room to make whoever out there laugh. You know, like that's just how I am, bro. Like I'm goofy, like so.
Yeah. Well,
I try to have fun every day, bro, and you know it never stops on stream, off stream. So
I just want to. Well, I guess I'd want to. This is where I want to thank you because not only have you given me the time to like ask these questions and explore these topics and get your perspective on it, but like when I came back to like Twitch and tried to like re-engage with the platform, I found myself in your channel and I was like, this is like one of the reasons why I came here.
Hell yeah, dude.
Was like the experience, like the authentic human experience that I'm viewing, you know, like it's definitely parasocial. I don't know you, you know, in that way. And it was just cool to be able to reconnect and have this sort of validation that like, it's not really about the platform. It's just the people that like I ended up getting connected to along the way. And that's what I needed too, was this connection.
Yeah,
so I mean, thank you, man.
Bro, like, dude, don't thank me. I appreciate you feeling like you have a safe place to come and fucking kick it, dude. You know, like no matter what you're going through, whether it's a drought with content, some real life type shit, girlfriend, boyfriend shit, like I always want to have it be a place where, like you said earlier, like it feels like we're in a giant fucking room and everybody's just hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I want. I don't need 10,000 viewers. I don't need 100,000 subs. I don't need that. I don't. You know, as long as I'm making enough money to feed myself. And if it gets to a point where I'm not, then I'll have to get a part-time job. I just love entertaining people, dude. I fucking love it. I'm obsessed with it. I get off on it.
Yeah, man.
So you don't have to thank me, dude. I appreciate you.
Well, hey, you gotta take it. So you gotta take the thanks.
Fuck, all right, I'll take it, I guess.
We said we were giving suckies away like just a few months ago. Oh, it's a little threatening when you hold it like that.
It kind of is, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you gonna do with that?
you imagine like me dual wielding fucking plungers like somebody's breaking into my house?
I don't know. Like, honestly, if I saw your frame with 2 plungers in hand, like silhouette, I would fucking book it.
You'd be like, what the?
I'd be kind of I'd be pretty
this?
terrified. Yeah.
If it was just a silhouette, you'd be like, who's this skinny woman holding plungers? Like, because dude, I'm so little. I weigh 130 pounds, bro. I'm fucking tiny.
You're oh yeah, I'm like 5'9". You're a little bit.
I'm 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, you're same height as me. I was like, my frame of reference was that hug you gave me at TwitchCon. I still haven't forgotten about that hug, dude. I told you about that last time, but I was like, dude, this was like the best hug that I got while I was here. I take them serious. There's a lot of fools out there that they don't take giving a hug fucking serious. Like that's some real intimate shit, bro. Like I want to feel you and I want you to feel me. We're friends. Bring it in. Well, that solidified my.
That's the shit.
I was like, this guy is fucking cool as shit. Yeah. My wife was there. She's like, she was like, go say hi, blah, blah, blah. She was right behind me and she like left me. And then like I came walking back. I was completely sober, by the way. And
I was completely not.
Yeah, I know. I know. You had a drink in your hand.
I was completely not.
Yeah. But my wife comes back and she goes, you okay? I was like, that was like one of the best hugs I've ever had. She was really? I was like, yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
100%. Hey,
I've been telling you guys. I've been telling you, chat. I give good hugs. I'm a hugger. You just heard it right here. I didn't even ask him. He's providing.
Right here, dude. It's fucking, that hug was one of the best hugs I've had from a person I never met in person until then. So
I don't make it weird, and either. No. Like I know some people are kind of weird about that stuff. So like usually, unless they're coming in for it first.
No, I asked permission.
Yeah, I'm like, can I give you a hug? They're like, yeah. So
you said, come here, bro.
I'm not a weird hugger. I just like to hug.
Yeah. You said, come here, bro. And I was like, all right, bro. Dude. And then you didn't hug me. You embraced me.
Dude, I squeezed, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't hard or anything. It was like
firm.
It wasn't romantic. It was like
you felt safe.
I felt safe. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like my dad hugged me.
Hell yeah.
American Dad. American Dad. Yeah. Okay, man. I feel like this is a good spot to end. Do you have anything that you want to say before we wrap up? Like, where can people find you?
If you guys have Twitch, it's just American Dad, all one word. Twitter is American Dad Live. Sadly, I couldn't get the American Dad @ for obvious reasons. And then Instagram is yep. And then TikTok is American Dad Live, also same as Twitter. And then Instagram is American Dad Twitch. There is a plethora of content over the last 5 years. I mean, dude, you could get a case of beer on a Friday night and just go crazy for hours. So
sounds like a good time.
So you guys can find me. If you come to my stream and you enjoy it, you're probably going to come back and then you're stuck with us forever. If you don't enjoy it, your sense of humor probably fucking sucks and I don't want you there anyway. So
hell yeah, dude.
That's me being honest. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. You don't need to apologize. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. All right, everybody. That was the XP Talk Show. This is the first episode we've had back since fucking, I don't know, the year hiatus. So, AD, thank you for being my first guest back. And
I'll be back. I enjoyed this.
Hell yeah, man. We could do like a year recap.
I'm down.
Man, appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. All the links that AD just mentioned, they'll be in the YouTube description. There's some other links in there too for like my shit, but this is primarily where you'll find me is on YouTube. Live long and prosper, you hunks. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Love you. Everybody. Love you guys. Don't end yet.